Hey, welcome to another episode of the Jon Gil Show, and on this episode, we're going to talk about some key signs to look out for if you're dealing with a bad business partner. That helps out tremendously in real estate, especially if you are working with a team or if you are building a business, a real estate brokerage together, or in any sort of a business endeavor. So this is what you're going to want to look out for. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It definitely would mean the world to us. And let's just get straight to it. Poor communication. If you are in a partnership and a business relationship and you cannot have a meaningful conversation with your partner, that's a red flag. I mean, if you have an issue that you don't know how to effectively work out with your partner, that's just going to lead to some terrible problems down the road. So it's better just to cut that off right away or figure out a way to build that, to fix that problem. Another reason is unaligned mission and vision. So if you are going this way and your partner's going that way, that's a big problem. You both have to be on the same right track, understand exactly where the company's headed, understand whose responsibility is it to see the company go forward, understand each person's responsibility within the company. Because if that's not done at the very beginning, again, you're setting up a very bad foundation. Another bad problem is vague answers. If you're asking questions and you get vague answers or kind of feel like the partner doesn't respect you or pushes you to the side or is frustrated with you for asking a question that to you is valid enough that you're actually bringing it up to the table, that's also another bad red flag. And that just leads us back to communication. If the partner does not know how to communicate, it's just going to lead to some terrible problems down the road. Inflexible. Is your partner inflexible? Does it have to be his way or the highway? That, is going to hurt the relationship. It can't be one-sided. Each partner has to be able to see the other's point of view. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to agree, but there has to be some sort of compromise in order to make sure that the overall mission and the vision of the company is aligned, right? So sometimes maybe one might go off the path. It's your job to make sure that person's back on the path, or you might go off the path and then that person might bring you back in, right? He or she's your partner. So you have to make sure that you're both eye to eye, you understand what you're working towards, and there has to be some sort of flexibility. Trash talking. If your partner's trash talking and doesn't know how to communicate and just everything that you bring up is a problem, that you're actually not adding any value, that's a huge problem because for one, they're not seeing your point of view. So just get out of the relationship. It doesn't make sense. There's millions and millions of people in this world that you can just go work with that will see your point of view. Now, that's not to say don't be naive and don't also expect that they have to agree with you for everything that you say. That just means that that person has to be courteous enough and professional enough to say, okay, well, let me listen to what you have to say and correct you if you're wrong, but not criticize you. There's two different ways to go about that. And last but not least, not respecting your time. If you're reaching out to them or they're reaching out to you and you cannot respect each other's time, that's a big problem. Make sure that you create your boundaries and your barriers right off the beginning. Let them know that, this is an important time of the day that really I don't want to be interrupted unless it's an emergency. If you feel that they're consuming way too much of your time, that they're not allowing you to work or advance what it is that you're trying to advance, then that's also going to be a problem. So just again, make sure that you build those limits and boundaries right at the beginning. All of this has really led into one important point, which is communication. At least if the person is trying to improve, then there's some promise there, right? But you might want to work that out prior to getting into that committed relationship in your business. So anyway, those are all signs that you want to look out for before you get into any sort of partnerships, whether it's real estate investing, real estate brokerage, any sort of business endeavor. In fact, it could be your girlfriend, boyfriend, marriage. These are all things that you have to consider. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you heard, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much.